Hello, welcome back to my channel and happy Saturday everyone. We are in a different location today, if you can tell. This is a couch in the lounge in the building that I live in. Decided to change it up. I actually came in here to do a FaceTime interview, but the interviewer never called me. So I guess they're no longer interested. So this is what I'm doing instead. Today I want to talk to you guys about the things in community college that I absolutely could not stand. And there are plenty of them, and I'm sure that you guys will be able to relate. I spend so much time on this channel talking about the positive things about community college and how it's changed my life, and it has changed my life. I mean, here I am at UCLA. I still think that it's probably the best investment into my future that I ever made, and I have no regrets about going to community college first. But that being said, I mean, there are just some really irritating things that are part of the experience, unfortunately. The single thing that bothered me the most about community college was the counselors. And I mean, I don't want it to sound like I am hating on anybody, but this is not something that I've just experienced. I've talked to people from all over the state that go to a bunch of different community colleges about this, and they all seem to have the same experience as me, and that's that the counselors suck. Like, honestly, I just don't know what they get paid for, because they never have basic information about what I need, not only to transfer, but just even credits that I need to graduate and earn the associate's degree from the community college. So that's really frustrating. I think I've mentioned this in a video before, but I was supposed to graduate on 3 separate occasions, and I was not able to do that until the 3rd time, because twice before the counselors failed to give me information that I needed in order to graduate. So they told me that I was ready to go. My petition to graduate got denied because I hadn't taken 2 classes. And I was just like, are you serious? Like, I literally just went over my whole transcript with you guys in detail, and you couldn't tell me that I was missing these 2 classes? Like, it became such a problem for me, where it was just like, it's not something minor. It's something that's like, I don't know how you guys missed that. And it was not only that, but they were discouraging to me. And they told me literally, like, on my first appointment with the counselor at my orientation, that I wouldn't get into UCLA and that I wouldn't get into Berkeley, so I shouldn't bother trying. They told me that I should probably apply to CSU, like San Jose State or San Francisco State, because those are probably the schools that I could realistically get into. And I was just like, that's not even what I want. Like, are you guys even listening to me? Like, do you even care? And honestly, I think a big part of that is because it is more competitive to get into a UC than a CSU. They try to push students for CSU so they can look like they have higher transfer rates. That is just my conspiracy theory. I have a lot of conspiracy theories. It is obviously nothing that has been proven with any type of facts or information. It's just what I believe. But that's what I believe. That's what I honestly think the deal is. That's why I think that they tell not only me, but so many students that they shouldn't bother applying to UC, because I've talked to numerous students who have told me that their counselors have said the same things to them. And that's a big problem to me. Like, okay, yeah, UC rates are way more competitive for admission, but why wouldn't you want to push your students to challenge themselves and to get into a more competitive school? Not that there's anything wrong with CSU, but it's just like, why would you just assume that the student isn't, like, smart enough to get into the more challenging school? Like, I think that's ridiculous. The main thing that I found to be a struggle with the counselors being so, I would say, inexperienced and careless when it comes to the whole transfer process is the fact that I really had to become my own counselor. I had to do all the research. If there was something specific that I needed to know about GEs or my major, I would be the one who would be reaching out to the colleges, to the departments in the colleges that I wanted to go to. I can specifically remember calling the linguistics department at UCLA on multiple occasions. And the way that I kind of remedied that was that each community college has a counselor at a UC who is specifically assigned to that community college. So once I would get the contact information for that counselor, I would just use them as my counselor. So they're part of the admissions team, but they are there to answer questions for you. and they became such a great source for me. But I think the problem with that is that I only found that out my last semester at West Valley. So the grunt work and most of the research was something that I did on my own. That was such a frustration of mine. I always felt like there was no information available on the part of West Valley. And that is really what inspired me to create this channel, because I knew it wasn't a problem that I was just having. I knew that many people were having it. So that's the goal of the channel, and I think that I've done an okay job with that. People seem to give positive feedback about that, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. On top of that, the admissions and records office and pretty much everyone just like, my last freaking nerve, man. Like, they're always losing paperwork. They never have the paperwork that you need to fill out. So when I was sending my transcript to UCLA, there was a deadline to send it. Like, after I'd already been accepted, they're like, we need your transcript by, I think, like June 30th or something, so we can verify your grades and like give you an enrollment date for the fall quarter. And I submitted all the paperwork on time. I actually paid for a rush order for the transcript to be delivered from West Valley College to UCLA overnight. And I kept checking the portal on UCLA because it would tell you once your transcripts were received. I kept checking and checking and checking, and it kept saying that it wasn't received. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I ordered this. So then I call West Valley. I'm like, hey, like, I ordered my transcript. Like, what's the deal? And at first, I think it went to voicemail, and then I got a call back. And the woman was like, oh, like, I'm so sorry, that was an oversight. Like, we forgot to send your transcript. And I was just like, how do you forget to send my transcript? Like, I paid you for it. Another frustrating thing about community college is that they don't have as much funding as UC or CSU, so a lot of the resources that are available at UC or CSU aren't available. So when I say resources, I'm referring to like job opportunities and internship opportunities. UCLA, for example, has a whole website called Handshake that is specifically geared towards helping UCLA students get placed with internships and with jobs. And the recruiters who are on those websites are looking for college students. West Valley had none of that. So if you're trying to do any type of marketing or you're looking for a job or an internship, it's really difficult. You're gonna have to do a lot of the work yourself. And that's exactly why I never got the opportunity to take a job in the field of linguistics or anthropology or whatever I was pursuing at the moment, because it just wasn't available. Hand in hand with that, with the lack of funding, is the fact that, honestly, the technology at West Valley is so archaic. Like, they just changed it, of course, in my last semester. But before that, it was like dealing with the slowest, worst websites ever. The website that we enrolled for our classes on was ridiculous. The library database where we did all of the source finding for research papers was ridiculous, like just so awful. It does not work. And I don't know if it's changed, but I think the last time that I made an appointment to speak with a counselor, which was like, I think over the summer, maybe a little bit before that, maybe in the spring. Anyway, the website for booking appointments literally like never works. It's tragic. So I don't know. I feel pretty fortunate because West Valley was one of the colleges that actually received a decent amount of funding. Like, the entire time that I went there, it was under construction. It's still under construction. They're like building a whole new admissions office. It's not gonna be ready until spring 2019. So it's like, great, but you guys are building this beautiful, amazing state-of-the-art building and filling it with counselors who have no idea what they're talking about, and your technology, your websites are still like way outdated. And of course, the semester that I left is when they started to change the websites, but they're still problematic. They still hardly ever work, so that's definitely frustrating. Anyway, guys, it's kind of nice to get this all off my shoulders, out of my mind, because it's something that's bothered me for a long time, and I've kind of been waiting to make this video because I guessed that you guys can probably relate to it on some level or another. So that being said, have a great Saturday, everyone. I'll see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. Bye.